Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com. À École au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape École au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
Good morning, good day everyone, and how are we doing? Today we shall be looking at something a little bit more different than the norms. We're talking about animals. Yes, we threw ourselves out there in the zoo, in the park, a home, which you have as animals. And animals, it's so vast when we talk about animals. Okay, animals come like in different categories. We have domestic animals, we have farm animals, we have wild animals, you know. And then as far as animals are concerned, the first thing you need to know is that they're divided into two groups. You have the vertebrate, and it's pronounced vertebrate. The vertebrate and invertebrates, okay? And so we're going to start with some of them so you can understand what they are. Animals have two groups, okay? You have the vertebrates, and the invertebrates. And the vertebrates simply means that animals that have a backbone, that has bones, okay? They have a backbone, okay? That's simply what it means, okay? Vertebrates, people that have a backbone that has, you know, some kind of bone with them. That's what vertebrates are, you know. And these vertebrates, we talk about vertebrates as well. It's been split, it's divided into 5 major groups, okay? 5 major groups, and these are your groups. You have amphibians, it's pronounced amphibians. It's a 3-syllable word, okay? Amphibians. So you have amphibians or an amphibian, you have bird or birds, you have fish, and then you have mammals, and then you have reptiles. And so these are the 5 categories of vertebrates, okay? First thing you need to know, animals, okay, they are in 2 major groups, vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates, those that have a backbone, okay, that have some kind of bones to them. Those are vertebrates, that kind of gives them structure, you know, posture. Those are vertebrates, okay? And these vertebrates are split, sont divisés en 5 groupes. And then these groups are 5 groups: amphibians, birds, fish, mammals, and reptiles. Let's go now look at the characteristics, and of course I have here some of the examples. So about amphibians, one thing you need to know about amphibians is that they're both ways, okay? They go both ways. They can live either on land and they can live in water. So that's something that's special about them. They can live, amphibians will live on both sections of land or water, or either or, okay? And another thing is they're cold-blooded. Cold-blooded means that they prefer the cold. They're cold-blooded kind of animals, okay? And they have 3 stages. They lay eggs on pond des œufs. They say lay eggs, okay? They lay eggs. Lay, ça signifie pond. They lay eggs. From the eggs, it transforms into larva, and from larva, it becomes an adult animal. Okay, they go through 3 stages. They lay their eggs, it goes through larva, and the larva, it becomes an adult, okay? And those are amphibians, okay? And then what about birds? Birds could be the ones that fly. It could be, you know, not all of them are birds, but birds would be warm-blooded. So they like to feel warm. They like that comfort. They like to feel kind of warm, and also they're warm-blooded animals. You know, they prefer the warmness. They don't like to feel all cold and stuff. And then they lay eggs, pond des œufs. And you know, and some of them have feathers. Birds have feathers, and most can fly. Majority of them can fly. And we'll get to look at some examples of birds, you know, in general, so you can have an example. Okay, so those are the 3 major things about eggs: that, you know, they're warm-blooded, they lay eggs, they have feathers, and that they can fly. Contrary to amphibians, amphibians live both land and water, okay, and they're cold-blooded, okay, and then they go through the stage of eggs, larva, and then adult. And then you come to fish. Fish is cold-blooded because, of course, they stay in water. And, you know, oftentimes they prefer the sea, they prefer fresh air, they prefer fresh water. And so they're cold-blooded. And they love to live in water. Fishes live in water. They prefer water, of course. And a lot of them have fins. You know, they have a lot of those fins and stuff and scales. Scales, c'est les écailles. Non, non, sur un poisson, les écailles qu'on enlève. Et les fins, c'est ce qui sont à côté, là, qui piquent des fois. So fishes they have fins and they have scales. You know, and that's a fish. The fourth one, which is the most important, are mammals, like us. Mammals, c'est les êtres humains. Because they're mammals, for example, the warm-blooded. Human being likes to feel warm, they like to feel comfortable. So we are warm-blooded, we are mammals, okay? And we produce milk. Mammals produce milk, comme les femmes. Milk, c'est du lait, parce que les femmes, ça nourrit, you know. And so they produce milk from their breasts, des seins. You know, so mammals will produce milk, okay? And then they have hairs on their cheveux, they have hair on their bodies, they have hair. And of course, they give life. You know, ça ne pompe pas des œufs, it doesn't lay eggs. Contrary to the others that lay eggs, mammals, they give life, c'est-à-dire ils accouchent. To give life, or give birth, ça signifie accoucher, donner naissance. Ils donnent naissance, ils ne pompent pas des œufs. They don't lay eggs, but they give birth. Okay, they give life. So those are mammals, okay? And then the last one in the category are reptiles. Reptiles are cold-blooded. Reptiles are cold-blooded, okay? And reptiles lay eggs. Okay, ils pondent des œufs, they lay eggs. They have skills, ils ont les écailles et tout, and they breathe, ils respirent. Breathe, c'est respire. So they breathe through your lungs. Lungs, c'est les poumons, vous vous rappelez? So reptiles, just like human beings, they breathe, you know, with your lungs. Okay, they breathe with your lungs. But they lay eggs. So the most important group of all these vertebrates are mammals. Why? Because contrary to the others, they don't lay eggs. They have hair. The others don't have hair. The other ones that have hair, you know, and they give birth. Ils donnent naissance. Ne pondent pas des œufs, mais ils donnent naissance. So those are the mammals. And then at the other end, the last column, we have examples of each group. For amphibians that, you know, live both land and water and, you know, cold-blooded, you think about frogs, les grenouilles. Frogs. A frog, c'est une grenouille. So frog is grenouille. Toad, c'est presque la même chose. Okay, and then you have salamanders. So you have salamanders, frogs, and toads. You know, as far as examples of amphibians are concerned. And then when you go to birds, you have swan, duck, c'est un canard, parrot, c'est pas carotte, it's a parrot qui est un perroquet. You have flamingo, you know, flamingo je pense. You have ostrich, you know, autruche. You have even a peacock, you know, a peacock qui est un paon. So those are examples of birds that you need to know. And we'll look at many more birds as we go along, okay? We'll have examples of birds so you can get to know your names and what they are as far as birds are concerned. And then let's go now to fish. Fish, you have all kinds of fish. Okay, you have, you know, shark, you know, qui a un requin, it's a shark, like baby shark, un requin. You have whale, baleine, une baleine. Yeah, that's a whale, you know, the big fat fish. You have goldfish, qui est poisson d'or. You have salmon, qui est un saumon. So there are all different types of fish out there, and we're going to look at it as we go along as far as seafood is concerned. You know, I have a whole brand of it, okay? That's one of them. And then when we talk about mammals, mammals are, of course, human because they're warm-blooded. They produce milk, produce du lait, pour pouvoir que l'enfant puisse téter, and they have hairs on their bodies, and you know, so those are mammals, and they give life, you know. And so you have as well monkeys, because monkeys breastfeed. Breastfeed, ça signifie donner du sang. So they breastfeed. When you talk about breastfeed, c'est you know, breastfeed, c'est donner du sang. So monkeys breastfeed horse, cow, dog, goat, c'est chèvre. Un chèvre, c'est goat, horse, cheval, horse, c'est cheval. Cow, c'est bœuf, cow, c'est, voilà. And then you have dog, qui est un chien. And of course, you know, elephant and cat, which is un chat. You know, and so those are some examples, and there are other examples as well of mammals. And then the last one that we have, reptiles. I told you they have scales, they breathe with your lungs, you know, and they're cold-blooded and they lay eggs. to lay eggs. Of course, you think about crocodile, you think about alligator, you think about lizard, you think about snakes, you think about a tortoise, crocodile, you know, crocodile, alligator, alligator, snakes, serpent, lizard, lézard, and tortoise, tortue. So those are examples, you know, of some of the vertebrates that we have. And of course, after that, we'll look at a lot of examples. We're going to look at some examples of, you know, of animals and birds and reptiles, just in general, so that at least in every category you can have as many examples as you know. It's important that you know examples, you know, of this bird. So when you see them, you can give them names, you can name them confidently. Okay, so now we've looked at the vertebrates. We told you your group of animals that have a backbone, you know, that can bring the form and stuff. And I told you that it's split into 5 groups, c'est divisé en 5 groupes. And we said that they are, you know, those groups are amphibians, birds, fish, you know, mammal and reptiles. And they all have different categories, characteristics. Some live both in water and land, some live just in water. Some live on land. Some of them are cold-blooded or warm-blooded. You know, all of them lay eggs except for mammals that produce milk to feed their young pour pouvoir nourrir les petits, les bébés. And of course, they give birth, c'est accouche, ça vient d'eux directement. And then lastly, you know, they have hair to it, okay? So that's important that you know about the differences. And of course, we've looked at some of the different examples that you need to work on. So you see that each group has at least 3 examples. So get to know it. Get to know your pronunciations and the spellings, okay? I hope that helps. See you next time. Thank you.